Howdy, y'all. My name is Price, and welcome back to some more Graveyard Keeper. All right, we are at the lighthouse, where I said I wanted to go last time. What you got, buddy? All right, yeah, let's get the better rod. Definitely need that. It is a necessary investment in our future. It is halfway through this day. You know what? We can actually get by with going ahead and starting our fishing right now. I got plenty of space in my inventory. And one of the beautiful things about fishing in this game is that it actually does stop the timer from ticking forward, this timer. So while we're mid-fishing, time sort of stands still. So we're not going to lose a lot of time, even though it feels like we're losing a lot of time with how long it takes to sit here and fish. We're going to basically be fishing for a lot of this episode. Fishing spot, like the others you can find in the village, river, swamp, and sea. So, what are we doing here? Well, we're trying to catch gudgeon. We're going to try and catch a lot of gudgeon. So we're going to just sit here, and we're gonna fish, and we're going to chit-chat a little bit. So, the reason we're trying to catch these gudgeon is because they are the primary bait for the fish called the golden crucian. And the golden crucian is a fish that when you prepare it, when you fillet it, you actually get a gold nugget every single time. Now, the likelihood of catching a gold crucian is actually still very low. You have to have the excellent rod, which we do have now. You have to use gudgeons as bait. And even then, in the middle of the day, in the exact spot where they're at, it's still only like a 16% chance to get them. So this is no guarantee for us to get some gold. But, you know, if you get enough gudgeon, you get enough bait fish, you can really get a lot going on here. Okay, so I said that the timer doesn't move forward. That's true. But the timer for when the bodies appear seems to be 100% dependent on a different timer. I think like maybe it's a countdown for when the day starts. So the bodies always appear at a weird time while you're fishing, is what I've learned. But we're just going to ignore the body that just showed up. It's not a huge deal for us to get it going, and if we get there and we find out it was a really good body and we screwed it up, that's fine. Hopefully it's got like a dark body part or something that we can at least take from it. But for now, I really would like to sit here, build up a backlog of maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 gudgeon, so that we can then, in a little bit, go to the other fishing spot and fish for the gold crucians. And, you know, basically I think that what we should do is, there's a couple of ways to treat this, right? A, we can do it like I'm going to do right now, which is basically just like slam it, do a ton of fishing, right? Just get it all going in like a single episode. Just have it like dedicated to fish. Oh, I missed that one. Or, you know, we could be like, okay, every time we come to the city, we need to go and catch maybe 10 fish or something, right? So like, where are we at now? We're at 7 right now. So, you know, we can get 3 more. Fish, and we can be like, all right, we'll call it there, and then we just do this like once every day or something like that, right? That could be one thing. And then when we have enough, then we go to the one spot and we just fish for gold crucians for a while. Or you can spend a more significant amount of time here, build up like 30, 40, something like that. When I've been doing this on my other file, I usually catch like maybe 45-ish. Usually that's when I've run through like 2 cakes worth of energy and my guy's starting to get sleepy, and it's like, okay, that's probably the best time to leave, because if you're getting sleepy, the amount of energy that you're going to burn through doing this is substantial. So I got to, you know, pay attention. Every time we get finished fishing, I'll look up there, I'll look for the little debuff, and if I see the fish in one, then we're like, all right, let's move on. But yeah, so, you know, fishing in this game, I had kind of dismissed it a lot like Stardew. I dismissed fishing in Stardew as well. I didn't really think about the fact that you could make money off of this. And so, you know, I said we're going to process those golden crucians so that we can get the gold nuggets from them, right? But you only get a 16% chance to catch those gold crucians. So what else is it that you're catching? Well, therein lies the profit. Most of the time, we're going to end up catching things like pike. There might be some other fish that you can catch there as well. But for the most part, we'll be catching a lot of pike of silver and copper quality, I think, with the gudgeon. And so what we'll do is we'll just sell those to the lighthouse keeper. There is sort of a limit to how much you can sell, I've found. There are like just some, once you've sold a certain amount, it takes a while for the inventories of the different shops to kind of like essentially burn through the resources that you've sold them. So like if they don't have inventory space, then you can't sell them anything else of that tier. I kind of wish it was like, most games where, it'll keep it there for you to buy back for maybe a day, right? But then I feel like every day the inventories should like reset, right? Or maybe like when I sleep, the inventory should reset. Because a lot of times what I've noticed end game in this game is that you end up with a lot of stuff that's just like essentially trash that you can't do anything with, right? Like you can do stuff with it, you can make things with it or whatever, but ultimately whatever products you make, whatever things you eventually turn it into, you can take it down those little rabbit holes. Eventually all that stuff is useless past a certain point, right? Like alchemy is really, really, really useful infinitely, but basically only for certain things, making certain potions, making certain things for embalming. But beyond that, a lot of the stuff you make with alchemy is just kind of like a waste, right? And there's a lot of resources that go into all that stuff that's kind of a waste. I've found that like I will eventually have more stone and marble and anything like that than I can possibly shake a stick at. We're going to have so much wood and so much iron, all the basic resources that you can't really do anything with after a point. So, we kind of have to think about that as well. And so I think that like, anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is I wish that the inventories for all the shops that you sell things to would clear out a little faster, I guess. I wish they would burn through those materials so that you don't have to essentially just hold on to stuff, or even worse, just like literally destroy stuff and throw it away. Because it's like, man, what a waste. I spent all that energy and time getting that stuff, and it's useless just because no one in town will buy it from me. Overall, I just wish there were a better system in place to just sell off stuff that you don't need. I get that this is kind of the way that this game maintains its pretty rigid economy, which, to be fair, makes the game pretty dang balanced all the way through. Like, you can't just rush making a ton of money, because ultimately it requires places to get the money from. But I can't say I wouldn't wish there was someone I could just go to and be like, hey, I want to sell you all this stuff, and oh my gosh, I've got like 30 grand now. All right, look, just let me make my monies, okay? Why can't you just let me make my monies? Anyway, so that's my little spiel on that. Let's check how many fish we got here after this one. Come on, there we go. And how many gudgeons I got? We have got 22. Let's do a few more. Like I said, I'd like to get like kind of maybe at least 30. I feel like that's a fair number because if we got a 16% chance of catching a golden crucian and we have 30 fish to catch with, we've essentially got a chance of getting like 3 or 4, right? I think that's the hope, 3 or 4. Too much, not enough energy. Okay. So maybe we'll go until this energy meter's done. Maybe we'll do that. And my apologies if you're watching this episode, you're like, oh my gosh, it's a whole fishing episode. This is all you doing? Yeah, sorry. But it is kind of a necessary thing at this point in the game, at least for a little bit, because until we generate a lot of... well, I guess, let's put it this way. There is no way to generate a lot of gold. It just doesn't happen. This is one of the most reliable ways to generate gold, and all of the high-level upgrades for our church are going to require jewelry fastenings or whatever they're called. And let me just think through in my head. How many spots do we have for candelabras? I think we have... Hold on. I think it's like 12. Let me think it through in my head. There's 2 up top. There's 2 along the sides. 2 more along the sides. 1, 2, 3. There's between 8 and 12. I'm not exactly sure exactly how many candelabra spots there are. Anyway, multiply that by 2, and that's the minimum amount of gold jewelry stuff I need to get the interior of the church up and running. Let's see, there's 2 there, there's 2 there. There's 4, 2 there, 6, 8, 10, 11. I think there's 11. In my head, like I'm running through exactly where the different locations are because I'm pretty familiar with it for how long I've played the game. And I think there's 11. I think it's an odd number because there's the one on the right-hand wall right before you go down into the... I think we're sleepy. On the right-hand wall, right, as you are about to go into the basement of the church, I think there's one there as well. Let's... I think we're in sleepy mode. Yes. All right. So we'll burn through the rest of this energy, but it'll go quickly because we're sleepy. And then we'll go home. We'll go to sleep. We'll be able to come back and check the merchants in the morning, or we can check it in the evening. Actually, in the morning we'll go fish for the gold crucians on a full energy, and then from there you just literally you go until you're out of bait. Basically, go until we run out of these gudgeons. And you'll see that the fishing there is going to be a lot trickier. But we do get to use the better rod. This is the thing that blows my mind about this game. So hold on to all of your fishing rods. Whoops, missed that one. The different fish, like some of them you literally can't catch with too fancy of a rod. So like these gudgeons, if I had the really expensive excellent rod out, I wouldn't be able to catch anything. So you do kind of need to hold on to all the different fishing rods. There's a reason for all the different fishing rods, or at least the highest quality and the lowest quality. But depending on exactly which fish you're going for, you kind of need the right tool for the job, I guess is what I should say. So right here, since we're catching basic little fish, this works fine. And what I do like about the gudgeons is that they don't actually cost bait. There, at least I don't have to spend bait to catch my fish. All right. That body, when we get back, it's going to be at like 20% health. Even though, if you look at the actual time in game, right, you look at the hour of the day, just look up at the corner real quick. Did you see what time it was? It was like maybe a sliver of a shift in time. But anyway, that's the weird internal mechanics of the timing in this game. It's a little off, but it's okay. I'm pretty stoked that we're actually getting a pretty good jump on stuff with all this that I know, that I figured out. And the other thing we're going to want to do soon is I want to go check out my quarry just to see what they're getting there, what they're building up. Because right now we don't really have a huge need for like crazy amounts of marble or stone or anything. I mean, obviously we eventually want to get our graveyard up to snuff. But really the main focus we have right now is money. So we can get those aristocrat papers, so we can get the story mode stuff going along. And get our church upgraded so we get more faith. But the zombies, like even just the little amount that I have right now of the ones that are getting me the different basic materials, we're already so far ahead. The real issue comes to down to like experience points, right? Because we're not gaining the experience from chopping the trees or for mining the hit that too soon, or from mining the quarry or whatever, right? So like there is a cost, but I think it's a very minute cost, and I think you can make it up in other ways, right? If I really want to, I can go mine a bunch of iron, because it'll give me a good chance of getting maybe some silver or some gold. It'll give me a good chance of it just gives me more iron, which is the key component to making our boxes full of nails that we're going to be selling as our main export. All kinds of things. How's our energy doing? All right, we're almost there. This is good. We got a good amount of fish, though. This is a great amount to like build off of. It's taken us the first half of the episode to do this, and then we'll go spend the other half of the episode fishing in another spot. So again, I apologize if it's been a little bit of a lackluster from a visual standpoint episode, but I know a lot of y'all, you put this on, I know exactly what it is because I do the same thing. A lot of y'all put it on like kind of like a podcast kind of deal. You're just listening to me talk while you're doing other things. Sort of like we're in the same room, we're having a little conversation. It's one-sided right now, but you know, if I could, I'd converse with you. So I get that. Hopefully it's soothing sounds of price fishing, getting ourselves some gudgeons, talking about the internal economy of Graveyard Keeper, because all I want to do is just get home to my love, as is the story. I think we got like 3 more fish in us, probably, before we run out of energy. It's a good amount. It's a good amount of fish, because we're going to probably be sitting on 35, 40 gudgeons. It's funny, when you do this, you always think either you have way more than you do, or you have way less than you actually do. But no point in checking. We'll find out soon enough. But you notice how it still hasn't even hit actual nighttime? I really appreciate that, honestly, about the fishing. Unlike Stardew, where it's like, you know, because the time of day does matter. Certain fish come out in the day, certain fish come out at night. in Stardew, you know, it's like you go to the spot where you're going to fish, and man, you better get lucky because you've only got about 3 in-game hours, which means you've got about 3 minutes before the time is up, and then you got to come back in a month, right? That kind of thing. Here, at least, there it's like, okay, if you're fishing, we're going to pause the time for you. I don't know if that's intended or if it's actually a holdover because they added the recent thing that, like, if you're in a treasure chest, stop time. Maybe that's why this is happening, because maybe it thinks I'm in a treasure chest because of how things are processed in this game. Programmed. That's the term. How things are programmed. So maybe that'll get factored out in a future update. I don't know. Point is, though, I appreciate it right now. And devs, if you're watching, if you're seeing this series, you're like, hey, this guy plays a lot of this game. Maybe he's got opinions. That's my opinion. Leave this in. If this is a bug, leave it in. Because fishing is not something I want to do in a video game like this. There's many other things I'd like to do, but at least this makes it easier. Right? This makes it at least a little bit more approachable. The more approachable you can make it, the less I'm going to be annoyed by having to do it. All right, we got 48 gudgeons. That's plenty. All right, let us head to Sweet Home. We're going to go to sleep. And what I'm probably going to do, as far as energy goes, we only have 4 cakes. I think what I'm going to quickly do, we're going to go quickly get us some honey. I think I'd like to do that. Quickly get me some honey. Get some more cakes running. Maybe kill a couple bats while I'm up here, you know. And then come back. We're going to put some stuff away. Get some cakes ready. And then we're going to head up here to where we're going to be. Yeah, I'm killing y'all because y'all going to be my paper. So we can make some more flyers. Okay. All right. A little bit of honey. And did I get this up and running? I can't remember. I think I did, didn't I? Or maybe I just looked at it. Yeah, we just looked at it because I haven't fixed that yet. Okay. I'd love to get that running. That'd be great. All right. I'm ready to go get these going, and then we'll sleep again, because then we'll generate a few more before we wake up. Look at these 2 dudes racing. They're great. All right. And you made our different stuff. Yep. Okay. I'm going to get you. Make me some plants. What can we actually make? Oh, by the way, I figured out, once the fertilizer, this just upgrades the quality of this spot. So if I get some of this gold quality fertilizer, which I know we have up top, I can actually just increase this so that they'll be able to do the gold quality seeds. Let's go grab that real quick, actually. But first, let's get the cakes making. Making sweet cakes, making sweet berry cakes. Put some honey in some dough with some berries. Yay. Like that. Making sweet cakes. Okay. I think we still have some up here. Oh, and our grapes are ready to pick. We'll get those soonish. But I'm a man on a mission right now. I got one major central focus. We're going to stick with it. Did I use all the fertilizer? I did. Dang. All right, we're going to have to go make some more. All right. That's fine. Now, the reason I want to drop this stuff off, and actually, you know what? Let's use this. Let's actually wait until it's fully morning. I could teleport over to the merchant and just quickly give him this stuff, or I could just walk over there real fast, which maybe I'll do that. And that way, I can teleport back here to then go up north. I want to make sure I leave myself a lot of space. So that's why I kind of want to go see the merchant right away. So I'm going to leave this behind too. I know, it's not organized. Tranquilo, y'all. All right, we'll leave you behind too, and you behind too. Let's grab this. All right. Let's go quickly run to the merchant. Teleport back here. We'll have plenty of time. Oh, and I need to set this guy to, or set the other guy to make some more of these. Here comes my little dude. He's been filling it up. It should be all full. Nice. All right. Merchant sir. First things first. Give me them monies. Nice. These are the things that we need to make, by the way. The gold jewelry details. 50 silver a pop if I wanted to buy them. might be worth it at some point. That point is not this point. All right, let's talk business. Our company has become well known. Yep. Great.
Now I see why the baker gave me a free pie this morning. People are starting to talk about our products' high quality. Too bad we can't sell more than 10 crates per week. Non-license restrictions. But the better fame we have, the better price I can get. Soon we'll be able to think about expanding our production line. You know, the town does not live by bread alone.
Okay. Now he's got to wait for the sales to be made, so that'll be for the next time we come and see him. I didn't realize I wasn't able to ask him about dinner yet. Let's talk about business. Yeah. All right. So once we finish that, which we will, because we've got 10 crates. So at the end of this day, we'll have that sorted. Let's fly back to Sweet Home. Let me equip this one. We're going to actually leave behind the story and these bat wings. And let's go get some more fishing done. And what I'll do is, we'll sit here, we'll fish for a little while. Hopefully we'll catch a gold crucian so y'all can see it. I may end up finishing the fishing off screen, depending on how long it's going to take. Because I don't want to force y'all to sit here through it the whole time. But at least for what is a normal episode's worth of stuff, we can do it. We may do more of these types of things in the future, where I go and fish some more. I'll try and spread those out across the weeks in game, so we're not doing it too much too often. I think next time what we'll do is we'll focus on, I'll go to my quarry, I'll check how that's doing, work on stuff related to that. And to getting more XP. Okay, so if we switch to gudgeon bait, this is 16% here and 84% here. That's the pike, that's the crucian. I think this is also the crucian, and then there's some other fish here as well, but we're going to go for this in the shallows. And you'll very quickly notice two things about our fishing rod. And there is food that you can eat, actually, that will make fishing easier, by the way. We're just not using it. All right, so this is a pike. I can tell by the way that the fish moves. You notice we have a much larger catch range. The bar, our yellow bar, is about twice as big as it used to be. It might be 3 times as big. It's probably just 2. But that's what you get for the better rod. And the fish are a little bit trickier to catch, and you'll definitely see it if we come across a gold crucian. They behave completely differently. They start at the top instead of the bottom, and they bounce like crazy. It's very much a crapshoot. But luckily, fishing in this game operates differently than in Stardew. Oh, screwed that one up. That was wasted bait. In that if you lose the fish, you don't lose them, right? You can keep on pulling kind of indefinitely, which I appreciate because the gold crucians are, well, you'll see. Yep, there's one. These guys are crazy. Okay. Got lucky on that one. That's a golden crucian. That's 1 gold nugget right there, y'all. And that's what we're looking for. I mean, if we could get all gold crucians, if we could get 30 gold crucians, that'd be great. 40 gold crucians, 45 gold crucians, that'd be great. Come on, let's do it. But even, there's 2. Even just getting a couple is enough to help us when we need to get our church improved. Oh, had a little bit of a spike there in my processing. You see how quickly he can get away? There we go. Gotcha. All right. Keep it going. Give me a good fish. I'm getting really good at like paying attention to the little bobber and noticing the first tick there, which is like the little tiny white ring around the bobber. You'll notice this when I throw it in the water right now. The little tiny white ring that's around it right there, that little white ring, it first will disappear. Then the bobber will fall. When that white ring disappears there, that's when you go. And you'll never miss if that's when you hit, if you hit for it. If you wait for it to actually ripple, I feel like you miss half the time. Which isn't a huge deal as long as you don't fully miss. If you commit to the miss, then you will lose the bait and pull your rod. Okay. So we've already gotten, what, 2 golden crucians? Not bad, not bad. I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that. There is something somewhat relaxing about this, though, ain't it? I mean, I guess that's why people fish in real life. You just kind of mindless, fall into it. For me, it just kind of forces me to give a little chat with y'all, which is fine, I don't know if y'all can tell my Texan accent's coming out a little bit more. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why a little bit. I've been watching a lot of Good Mythical Morning. I'm sure there's some of y'all out there who are fans of Rhett and Link. I think they're pretty fantastic. They both have some southern accents of a type. I'm not exactly sure where they're from. But they got a little bit of an accent. And as a result, me watching all that, mine's been coming out. What can I say? The Texan inside of me, he shows up whenever he can. All right. Already 4 gold crucians. That's 2 gold bars right there in our pocket. And man, oh man, are they not helpful. We're going to have to make a lot of, I think, steel parts. And also we're going to need to use faith to make the jewelry details. But I don't even have the text yet to make the better candelabras and whatnot. So, you know, we can wait a little bit. We can also make the damask sword that we got to make for Snake. That takes a little bit more to go into it. And I'm not going to lie, it's a really expensive item to just give him. It kind of bugs me that I'm going to have to do that. I think we already did, though, didn't we? I don't know. The Snake quest, I've noticed this across both my files. It doesn't track properly. I don't think we've done it, though. On this file. That's my problem with playing too many files, y'all. My problem with playing too many files. But I don't want to give him an expensive sword regardless. So we're gonna wait on that as long as we can. But you know, it'll have to happen eventually. It just doesn't have to happen right now. Let's put it that way. Okay. Catch me some more gold crucians. That's what I want. Give me some of them gosh darn goldies. Ew! Thank you. That's a pike, but that's fine. And again, pike, you know, we're going to make some silver off of these. By the end of it, we'll sell, you know, most of these pike, and we'll probably run away with 30 or 40 silver from those as well. So it's like there's just little chunks of money here and there, y'all. Okay. There we go. So we can definitely get our... after this, we can go check our grapes, which we know have grown in. I need to go pick the grapes and get some more... Get some more wine going, because we know wine can give us some money, which we just learned by selling it to the merchant. Oh my gosh, come on, Crucian. Come on, Crucian. Yeah. Gotcha. So we can make money that way. We'll make money off of our crates, which we'll want to check at the end of this day once the time ticks over. Ooh, I never checked on that body. Oh gosh, it's going to be in such poor shape. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we'll go, we'll go check how much money we make off the merchant stuff. Should be about a gold, I'd think, if we sold all those crates. Sometimes I think it takes like a full week before they allow you to like really get all of it out of there. But if that's the case, then what? We need 12, I think? 12 gold for the aristocrat papers, which is kind of our next big thing. Then we can do the Miss Charm story. We can do, I think the merchant wants that from us. I think the bishop wants that from us. I think everybody wants us to have aristocrat papers. It's kind of our waiting feature. And then, you know, the Miss Charm storyline is linked to the astrologer storyline, which we need to complete. One of y'all also told me to take, that there's a town pass that I can maybe go to town or something like that. I could have sworn that that wasn't actually a thing in the game, but I'll go try it if I remember to go check, because I did get the town pass at some point. I think on accident I bought it, or maybe I had to get it for one of the quests. But I'll write that down for myself right now. Oh, wrong button. To look into the town pass. I don't think you can actually go to town in this game. Like, I think that that's like a thing, or at least that was kind of like a joke, I think, early on, like a meme. People were like talking about going to town, but like because like you can't. Well, maybe they've changed that. I don't know. All right, let's get this going, because they've added all kinds of stuff to this game. I mean, this game's incredible. I will say there's a part of me that like kind of feels like a lot of people have been saying something to the effect of, you know, and I haven't finished the storyline, so I don't know what happens at the end of it. But a lot of people feel like either A, there's going to be a sequel, or there's more maybe to come in DLC or something like that. I don't know. You know, I want to make sure that, you know, we're going to finish the main storyline of this game. I hope that we don't get into one of those situations where, we complete what's in the game so far, and then it turns out like it's not all done. So I hope that there is like a nice, at least somewhat nice conclusion to the stuff that we've been dealing with that kind of wraps up the storyline. We don't know. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go. But yeah, I just hope it's not like incomplete, right? I hate it when like I get really into a new early access type game or whatever like that, and then it turns out like, oh, it's not actually done. It'll be done in like a year and a half. Just because who knows if I'll want to play it again by that point. With this game, I could easily like keep playing it on my own, just like make everything more efficient and earn even more money, I guess, and like make the graveyard like super duper duper, maybe. If the game has that kind of an ending, like where you get to keep playing. I don't know if that's a thing though, right? Kind of the way that the game's built, you'd think that it means no, you're done, right? With where the story's supposed to be going. Anyway, I'm just musing. I ain't seen the end, so I don't know what happens. Storyline wise, I'm pretty much here on all of my files. I've seen like a little bit farther on the snake thing because I know I've given him the sword before, but I don't think on this file. But beyond that, it should all be a surprise for me. Which I'm glad, because I prefer seeing it for you guys for the first time rather than on my own. On the flip side, I will say, there's a huge part of me that's really happy that I experimented so much on my own file, because I learned a lot about how to be more efficient and like the ways to get around certain issues and like how to really pursue certain things. So definitely think that that's worth it there. Which reminds me, okay, well, A, how are we doing on fish? We have 16 gudgeons left. We have 8 crucians, so that's 4 gold bars. That ain't bad. That ain't a bad place to be in. Obviously, we want more, but that's pretty good. Get those little jewelry details going. What I'm wondering is, have I studied all of the, what do you call them? All of the gravestones? Like, did I make the really fancy marble ones yet? Part of me thinks we did that in, like, recently. Another part of me thinks maybe there's 1 or 2 that I haven't done yet, just because of how much faith they cost to make all those things, you know? But maybe I did. Maybe I did. Eventually we'll have our entire graveyard filled with the absolute highest level stuff. And we'll embalm the crap out of our corpses. It'll be great. Yeah. We're doing on energy, by the way. Oh, we're doing fine. Right, yeah. We're going to just get through the rest of these fish, and then that'll be where we'll end the episode as I'll go and, we'll prep these fish. But yeah, so you see, like, this is one of those things where we've done, like, a full episode here. As far as in-game time is concerned, though, very little time has actually passed since the last episode. It's been 2 days in-game. But, it's been 35 minutes, which usually we clear, like, 4 or 5 days in that much time. But what I like is that, like, this has just been a small little blip in our kind of money-making goals. And if we really wanted to, we could totally, do this day after day after day after day after day, and you would be able to earn tons of fish, tons of money, tons of gold from the gold crucians. But it's also a little grindy. So we probably won't do this too often. I might have to do it a couple of times, right? Because I might want more gold for some of the details and upgrades. But since we're getting a little bit ahead on it now, we can let it be for a little bit. One thing that's nice, though, is that when I process the golden crucians, not only will they give me the gold nuggets, they're going to give me blue fish fillets. And those blue fish fillets... Oh, that sucked. Those blue fish fillets, I'll be able to mix with honey and roast them and make some really nice food out of that. Downside, you can only make them 1 at a time. You can't set, like, 7 of them to go, kind of like you do with the cakes. So that's... Damn it, I did it again. That's what I get for talking to y'all. So it's one of those things that, like... It's a hit or miss. But at the same time, it's free resources, essentially. It's all stuff that, like... we are going to, we don't have to go out of our way to get it, right? It's a byproduct of something else we're already doing. So that'll give us a nice thing to draw upon for food. And I think they restore like 70 energy or something like that, the the gold quality fish roasts or whatever. So I think that we'll appreciate having that as well. Oh boy, we've gotten a lot of gold crucians. I'm down with this, y'all. I'm down. Okay. It's gonna be a lot of gold. I'm real stoked on that. Real stoked. I need to make a lot of steel parts. That's what I gotta do next. And then it's gonna be faith to make the jewelry details. And then I gotta work up through the other, what do you call it? We gotta work up our XP. I wish you gained XP from this. It'd be nice if you gained, like, I could see you gaining either green or red points, or both from fishing. We will get some for, like, processing the fish, at least. As far as the pike, I think that they're more valuable to us just selling them, at least early on. Like, we could turn them into the other types of fish fillets, but it's the same problem of you can only make one at a time. They really need to find a way to queue up those types of items in your, like in cooking and in everything. Like, now that we know that they have the queue section for everything having to do with the zombies, right? Because we've queued up stuff for the zombies. You can set that up for yourself if you do it through like the zombie way first, like where you set up a task and then you back away from a table and then go back to it. It'll still hold the task there, but you can add more tasks to that task, so you can queue for yourself. So what I would love to see is a way for them to allow you to now to queue things that are currently unqueuable. One of those things being like the types of recipes that require you to pick the quality of food that goes into it. Because like if I've got a stock of 30 gold fish fillets, and I've got the honey and everything else that I need. Oh, nope, we're done. We're done. We're done fishing. Ran out of right type of food. Yeah, we caught a carp, which means that was one that we, or a bream rather, that we actually didn't need. Okay, cool. That's 10. Let me quickly teleport on over to the lighthouse. We're going to sell all these and these and this. 40 silver we're going to get. But you'll notice, watch this inventory here, this tier 2 inventory. Watch this. This is like full. That's like very full. We could probably sell him some more fish. That's a very full set. And then these golden crucians, I mean, we could sell these and get even more money. I don't think you can sell him fish fillets, sadly. I wish you could. But he doesn't seem to buy them, I don't think. We could try it. But I think I tried last time and it does not work. But let's go ahead and walk home. I'm going to go process these golden crucians. That said, we've been going at this one for a while. We're going to walk by the merchant's place, though, and the day's not over, so we won't actually be able to see how much we made. Isn't that crazy? Like, literally, the day's not even halfway through. So we won't even be able to see that. Anyway, I'm going to pick up some eggs and some milk on the way home. You know, just some basics, just some groceries. But I think that's where we're going to end this episode, y'all. I'll pick back up and we'll do those last little bits of things. We'll check our market and we'll get the crucians processing and whatnot. And then we'll move on to the next stuff, maybe winemaking related things. You're not the guy I wanted to talk to. But for now, what I will say is thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please be sure to give this video a like, a favorite, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. My name has been Price, and I will see y'all next time.